Hi there, it's Simone. I haven't filmed a flip through my Hobonichi Weeks in a long time. Corona was the reason for that, but now that my children have distance learning in the morning and it's a bit quieter in the house, I have found some time to actually film. I have this tiny setup in my bedroom where I can put my camera and have enough natural light for filming, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. This is a cover by Eberhard Studio. I absolutely love the rustic look and feel. It's the only one I have, and it's definitely my favorite one. I don't need another one because this is just perfect as it is. In this front pocket, I just clip this paper clip that has this wool felt ball on top. My friend Anna sent it over from Sweden a couple years ago, I think. And then I have this brush. This is the brush that I use to do my hand lettering in the Hobonichi Weeks. It's from Simply Simmons and it is a number 3 round brush. As you can see, this is how thick the tip is. And then this is a Muji pen in the 0.38 thickness that I use to write in here. I'm really, I've been itching to experiment with fountain pen and ink, so maybe that's what I'm going to do next. Let's just open it. This is what it looks like. I have changed up the cover a bit. I added this sticker from Nerd Bird Makery, and I didn't stick it down. I just put the sticker with the backing paper so I can remove it and reuse it again. In the front, I still have 3 selfies with all 3 of my sons, and then the Coffee Monsters die cut. This still looks the same, I think. I haven't changed. Maybe this is different now, but nothing much has changed from the way this has been before. This is my giveaway from London Gifties. I sampled all the different washi tapes right here, and I'm just adding Happy Mail bits and pieces, candy bits in here, and just chunk it up with collaging. And this goes all the way to 11. And then if you haven't seen any of my flip through videos before, I have started this in November, and I actually decided to, wow, where's the one that's this one? This was the first one that I tried, and I just took it out of the 2019 Hobonichi Weeks and stuck it in here. I don't need those monthly pages, so this is where the Hobonichi started, I think, on the 25th, and I just stuck pages in here from the previous one. I just took it apart and then stuck stuff in here, and yeah, that's how it looks. And then let's just flip through the page that I showed you last. This is how the Valentine's week looked like. I think I shared all of this before, and then this one wasn't done the last time I filmed it. So this is how this one turned out once it was completed. I didn't have enough time to space to put my Thursday 3 here. This is a challenge on Instagram that I do every Thursday. I post a selfie and put down 3 things that are right now facts about me. I use this kind of as a self-care habit. I always talk about this in my videos, and it's really interesting to reflect upon the last week. How am I feeling right now? And that's what I'm putting there. And so I usually copy those into this journal because it's a good reflection of how I'm feeling in this week. And then if there's more to write, I put it here. Sometimes I don't have a lot to write, like this week. I just put down the Thursday 3 and that was all I put down. And then sometimes I write a lot. This is the last week of February, and I often take the color scheme for the watercolor from the decoration that I add, and sometimes it is one specific color scheme, and sometimes it's just all colorful and bright. Here I added this vellum right here and the blues and greens, so this part was very much influenced by the blues and greens from over here. This one was purplish, and then I was brave and left it here because I always had something down here, and so it just nothing fit here, so I decided to just leave it empty. And I'm also trying to not decorate at the same place every week. So usually I decorate it down here. And so I was trying to mix it up and start these embellishment clusters someplace else. This is when the COVID-19 started to become, it became apparent that COVID-19 was also affecting us. For some reason, I don't know how about you, it was always something that didn't affect me, even though I read about it, even though I heard about it, even though I heard that it was brought to the US and that it was starting to spread here. That was something that others dealt with, not me. And yeah, when our schools closed down and I didn't go to work because our store closed, then that was when it started. This was my husband worked from home, and then that Friday also our schools were starting to close until April 3rd. And then the next week the shelter in place was announced in our area, and that is when everything was very scary. I did not journal really during that time. I was just so paralyzed, and I took to knitting more. It felt like me occupying my hands. I baked, I cooked, I knitted, but I didn't journal. It just didn't feel like the right thing. I couldn't sit down. I had so many bees buzzing around. I just couldn't take the time and had the quietness, the mind to do that. The only thing I did was take note of the increasing cases through Italy, Germany, and the United States. So, and then this week was the only week here that I didn't copy down my Thursday 3, but I copied down this quote. And then this was the last week of March. This was our second week of shelter in place. Distance learning started for my 2 older kids. And I added this unicorn because it felt so fantastic, like from a different world. And then this is London Gifties washi tape, this too. And so the color scheme from here determined the colors that I used here. Again, I used part of the space that I had for writing down the numbers. I actually stopped. So this was this last week, our 3rd week of shelter in place, 1st week of distance learning for my elementary school student. And I stopped writing down the numbers. I am thinking of going back and adding a table right here to write down the numbers. The page that I'm looking at every day, not actually even anymore. It's so normal right now already. That's strange. The page that I'm looking at has a graphic where you can, if you hover with the mouse, you can get the number for each day. So that's what I'm thinking of. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, and then I'm doing the same thing as usual when I'm not in the mood to journal. I'm trying to write the words really large. So like this week, so that I don't have so much space left to fill in with stuff. And it really works well. I have been trying to in February and January to journal each day, but now being home all the time, I have taken to journal more in my planner, and so I sit down once a week, and then this is kind of like my refocus, reflecting on the week, and finding all the bits and pieces in between all of the uncertainty. So that is I really like doing this just once per week or twice, because I sit down and I start decorating and adding all of the decoration right here, and then I write down the words with watercolor, and then I need to wait and let it dry. So the past 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, I think that's how I went and did it all the time. I decorated and used my watercolor on Saturday, and then the next day on Sunday I sat down and filled in the handwriting and stickers. And that's really a nice way to look back and see all the not so good and the good things that happened. So there's nothing else in here. This is still the same as it was before. And I guess I added my wish list in February. That was the list that I gave to my family and showed them and told them that was what I was, my birthday wish list. And it worked. They gave all of those things to me. And then I think that's all that is in here. In the back, I have this pencil board, and then these leftover stickers from sticker sheets, and I'm trying to incorporate them as best as I can. But to be honest, I kind of forgot about them, so I need to make a concerted effort to actually use them in the spreads that I'm creating. I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out, if this is something that I will look at in later years. It's definitely a nice way to compactly document my life, and it definitely helps me when I'm doing it. So even if that's the only thing that is doing for me, that's totally fine. What I have noticed is that I have been using lots and lots of Once More with Love stickers in the past weeks. Here, there, these are like 4 on this page, and then I have 2 right here, and then here is one. So for some reason, the size and the way they are drawn really works well in this planner. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will happily answer them for you. I hope to see you soon. Until next time, bye.